Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 6 and my picks for Week 7 for the 2024 NFL season. Check it out. Man, what a week it was at Week 6. Last week, wow, oh my God, I had never, ever, in the last 10 years, I have never, ever got this. Never. On both straight up and against the spread. I had never done this before. I went undefeated on both sides. That's kind of like a record deal on this one. Last week, both against the spread and straight up, I went 14-0. 14-0. It's just unreal. All my years of doing NFL pick'ems and stuff like that, that has never happened. Never. This is on the record right now. 14-0 straight up on it. Against the spread and straight up. For straight up, I'm 65-27 overall in the year. Against the spread, I'm 53-32-3 overall in the year for that. And over and under, I went 2-2 on that one. That's all right. You know, we'll get in there in the over and unders. We're gonna get there. But I'm 11-12 overall, maybe a game or two and stuff like that. So, but man, what a week it was. San Francisco and Seattle, we kind of knew what was gonna happen with that one. Chicago and Jacksonville. I got a lot of rules to say about Jacksonville. If they don't beat my Patriots, I think Doug Peterson's the next guy to get fired. So, I mean, that's my take on that one. The Ravens and the Washington Commanders, that was a game that was really too close of a call, too, but they got it done. Green Bay and Arizona. Green Bay's doing okay. They're getting there, strapping here and there. Now comes the big one for my Patriots in the Houston Texans. Say what you want about Drake May's two interceptions and a forced fumble. I thought he played really decent. I know he threw three touchdown passes and a 88.3 quarterback rating. For a rookie quarterback, that's not too bad. But comes to say, my Patriots have the worst offensive line in the league. That's not really saying much. That is just pretty pathetic. But to say the least on that one, I was pretty okay with Drake May, how he proceeded. I think he needs a little more time to possess. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe just get an offensive line to rebuild around him. Then we can just move on from there. The Buccaneers and the Saints, I told you guys, I don't know why New Orleans was favored in that game. It goes to show you that Tampa Bay won. Philadelphia and Cleveland, that was a really killer on that one. I really thought I had the one loss against the spread out, that one. But I didn't pay attention to that game, and I realized that I did win that against the spread. And I was like, wow. Indianapolis and Tennessee, how that one went. The Denver Broncos and the LA Chargers, I think Denver's onto something. I'm just saying. I think Bo Nix, possibly a rookie of the year right now. Pittsburgh and the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't care what anyone says. I think Russell Wilson's an okay quarterback, but Justin Fields, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but I think Justin Fields has a good supporting cast with Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying. Atlanta and Carolina. Atlanta's going to be the number one pick in the draft. That's all I can tell you. I'll explain why on my picks. Detroit and Dallas. All I have to say is it's over for Dallas. They just got really killed. And I think they have an offensive line problem as well with my Patriots right now. The Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Giants. It goes to show you that Daniel Jones is probably going to be leaving soon. The Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. After that game, Davante Adams went to the New York Jets. That's plain and simple. We just call them the Green Bay Packers of the East Coast right now. Plain and simple on that. And as of right now, because of that trade, what they did with Devontae Adams, with Aaron Rodgers now being there, kind of reminded me of what the Brooklyn Nets did with my Celtics when my Celtics traded away Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. It's pretty much plain and simple at that one. You want to say hi, Bella? I think Bella wants to say hello to everybody. So, hey, Bella. On that one. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on this week. Let's get on to my Week 7 picks. Okay, before we get to my picks, I'm going to get to the buys this week. It's the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. So, if you have Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, or the Dallas defense, or Chicago's defense, or Keenan Allen on there, so you might as well bench them this week because they're not going to be playing on fantasy football this week, so keep an eye on that. So, anyways, let's kick things off on Thursday night. The Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. This is a game I expect to be a little bit of a similar situation what the Saints did with Tampa in this one. But I think for this case, I'm going to roll with the Denver Broncos in this game. But because of that, I think Denver will go on the road and beat New Orleans Saints. I think it's going to be a much similar fashion what the Saints went through against Tampa Bay. But I think Bo Nix is probably on the Rookie of the Year campaign, like I mentioned. So I'm going to probably go with that. So I'm gonna take the Denver Broncos over the New Orleans Saints to win this game. On the line though, Denver's favored by 1.5 point favorites in this game. I'm gonna take Denver minus 1.5. Over and under is 37. I'm gonna go over 37 in this game. My New England Patriots over and the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. So my Patriots are going across the pond to face the Jacksonville Jaguars in this one. In this game, they're both ranked on the bottom in there, but my Patriots are ranked one of the worst offensive lines in the league. That goes to show you how bad my Patriots are this year. But nevertheless, they put in Drake May last week. Like I mentioned in my thoughts, I didn't think he played that bad. I mean, it goes to show you that our offensive line is really bad in the league. I think maybe next year in the draft, we're going to probably draft an offensive line. I mean, that's the way I see it at this point. But, but to say the least, I kind of like what they had with Drake May in this one. But on the other side, with Jacksonville, they're not playing as everyone think they expected. They are just ranking last in the league in the AFC South. They are not playing like they have been. But ever since Trevor Lawrence paid him that maximum contract, they have lost at least 10 out of the 12 games since December. So that doesn't sign of a really good things as well. So Jacksonville needs to win in there, or something else is going to happen. Like I mentioned. And that's what I'm going to pick right now on this one. I'm telling, since what and my Patriots said during last week, they let Drake May down. What does that tell you? It goes to show that they want to get Drake May's first win. And I'm smelling an upset in this one. I am going to pick my Patriots, the designated home team. And technically they're on the road too. So ever since Tom Brady retired, they have not had a winning record at home since then. That, I think maybe this is it right here. I'm going to pick the upset in this one. I'm going to pick my Patriots as a designated home team over the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this game. On the line, the Jacksonville Jaguars are favored by 5.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to pick as the upset I mentioned, I'm going to pick my Patriots plus 5.5. Over and under, it's 42.5. I'm going to give them the credit of the doubt on this one. I'm gonna go make him go over 42.5 in this game. Believe it or not, I really think he's gonna go over in the 20s in this one, despite those teams are probably one of the worst teams in football right now. The Seattle Seahawks and the Atlanta Falcons. This game, I think this is gonna be a too close of a call. Seattle was really bad, and I think this is gonna go worse from here for this point. I think they just gave the division away. I think this is gonna be No walk in the park for Seattle in this one. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons over the Seattle Seahawks to win this game in Atlanta. On the line, Atlanta's favored by 2.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Atlanta minus 2.5. The Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. The way that Buffalo played, it goes to show they're struggling too on the offensive line position. But nevertheless, Josh Allen's still putting up some numbers. Say what you want about Buffalo, Josh Allen. He's playing pretty decent, to say the least. But in that case scenario, they are playing Tennessee, and they're at home. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills over the Tennessee Titans to win this game. On the line, I will give Tennessee this. Buffalo has been not playing well against the spread, and that's why in Buffalo's 8.5-point favorites in this game, I'm going to take Tennessee plus 8.5. I think if there's a game that Tennessee's going to cover, this game's probably it. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. This game, the Battle of Ohio, Cincinnati is getting the momentum going here, There could be a wild card spot for them. We'll have to wait and find out. But Cincinnati right now, they got to keep winning. They at least try to get to the playoffs and stuff like that. I know it's week 7, but you got to think playoffs at this point. You got to win some games. And I think that's what Cincinnati's thinking right now. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns to win this game because I think Joe Burrow is going to say something. I'm like, look, don't count us out yet. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. On the line, Cincinnati's favored by 5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati minus 5.5. Hold on just a minute. Got a reason why I'm drinking some juice right now. I'll tell you in a bit. The Houston Texans and the Green Bay Packers. Now for this game, Houston is definitely improving. They're probably saying, hey, look, we're a good team right now. I know we played some bad teams. We can still play decent teams. And Green Bay's a decent team. I'm not saying that Green Bay's bad or great. They're in the average spot though. And if Houston can win this game, it goes to maybe don't overlook us. So I'm going to take the Houston Texans over the Green Bay Packers to win this game. And because of that, it's because Green Bay is favored to win this game. And it's the upset in this one too. And I'm thinking Houston is getting overlooked, and I don't think they like that. So, maybe they're gonna go to Lambeau and go to Green Bay and beat Green Bay and say, look, don't overlook us. I think that's what might happen. So I'm gonna take Houston over the Green Bay Packers to win this game. And on the line, Green Bay's favored by 3 in this game. I'm gonna take Houston plus 3. The Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins. Now for this game, I was debating back and forth on that one. On this one, Miami on the one hand is kind of struggling without Tua Tagovailoa, and now they're looking at a situation that they need to do something, and I think they can pull this one off. And I think because of that, I think they can go with the upset as well. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins over the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis to win this game. On the line, Indianapolis Colts are favored by 3.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Miami plus 3.5. The Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. I'm not going to lie. I was debating back and forth on this game. No matter what happens in this game, Sam Darnold is going to get comeback player of the year. I originally said early in the year that Aaron Rodgers is going to get comeback player of the year. Now I'm not too sure about that one. I think I want to switch my pick now to Sam Darnold right now. But, I already locked it in, so what are you going to do? But, anyways, that's how good the Minnesota Vikings are right now. But, they're playing against a big rival with the Detroit Lions. This could be a preview of the NFC Championship game or a playoff preview, what we're seeing. And because of that, I think probably the winner of this game, I think the winner of this game is going to get the division, which that is going to be key for the Detroit Lions in this one. And it's so close to call that I might pick the upset in this one too. So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions going to Minnesota to beat the Minnesota Vikings to win this game. I'm sorry, Viking fans. I'm sorry. I know you had the bye week last week, but it's too close of a call. After what I saw when the Lions play Dallas, I have to make my pick over the Detroit Lions to win. And I'm picking them because they are ranked the number 1 offensive line in the league. And if you have the number 1 offensive line in the league, you are going to win so many games. I can't deny that. So that's why I'm going to pick the upset in this one. I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions over the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota to win this game. On the line, the Vikings are favored by 2.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Detroit plus 2.5. The Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Give credit to the Philadelphia Eagles. They needed a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. This is a much bigger win if they keep their playoff hopes alive too, and against the most hated rivals, the New York Giants. And I think that's exactly what they're gonna do on this one. And because of that, I'm gonna take the Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Giants to win this game in New York. On the line though, the Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 3 in this game. I'm gonna take the Philadelphia Eagles minus 3. Okay, and the Washington Commanders and the Carolina Panthers. Jaden Daniels, I think he's on the campaign of the Rookie of the Year as well. But I think he's going to win this over on Bo Nix, though, I think. But anyways, that being said, the Washington Commanders are in control of their own destiny in the NFC East. They got to win this one to keep that hope alive. And I think they're probably going to do it against Carolina because Carolina's probably I would compare the Carolina Panthers to the Detroit Pistons right now. That's how bad that Carolina Panthers team is right now. That's how pathetic they are. But anyways, that being said, for the NBA season, maybe the Detroit Pistons can change things up. I don't know. But that being said, but switching over to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Carolina Panthers, they need really desperate for some help. Desperate. And I don't think they're going to get it anytime soon. So, that's why I'm going to take the Washington Commanders over the Carolina Panthers to win this game. In Washington. On the line, Washington's favored by 7.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Washington minus 7.5. And the last team, before we get to the primetime games, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. The Super Bowl 58 rematch. So, looks like this game is gonna be too close of a call. The San Francisco Giants want to get some revenge, but unfortunately, I don't think they're healthy enough for that. So, I think because of this game in San Francisco, I think they have a case scenario for that. The Chiefs defense is gonna hold them out to end up winning this game. Probably going to be similar fashion what the Kansas City Chiefs did to the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 58. I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this case. And because of that, I'm picking the upset as well. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs over the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco to win this game. On the line, San Francisco is favored by 1.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Kansas City plus 1.5. And for Sunday Night Football, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. Now we're seeing a quarterback controversy with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields right now. I think because of that, I still think they should keep Justin Fields on the field. That is just plain and simple on that one. He has a great supporting cast around him, which he didn't have that in Chicago. That's why it didn't work out for him that point around here. You put him here, he's been winning ball games for Pittsburgh. They have a great defense, and I think that's exactly why I think they're gonna beat Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams in this game. And say what you want about Davante Adams getting traded to the New York Jets, but all set in stone. The New York Jets, they just shoot themselves in the foot because they're doing what Aaron Rodgers wants. And because of that, they're not going to win so many ball games. It usually doesn't really work that way in terms of things like that. And yeah, but it's just plain and simple at that. Plain and simple. Aaron Rodgers is trying to make a big shot like LeBron James is doing, but LeBron James knows what he's doing. That's the difference. But Aaron Rodgers, he just thinks he knows everything about everything. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just think he needs to get his head out of the clouds for a minute. I think what Aaron Rodgers should think, what's the best for the football team, not best for himself. I'm not saying he's a bad player or a bad person or any case scenario. I'm not saying that. He needs to think about more of the team, the more involved about himself. And because of that, that's why I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers over the New York Jets in New York to win this game. I mean, in Pittsburgh, excuse me. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. My apologies. No, Bella's back. On the line, though, Pittsburgh is favored by 1.5 point favorites in this game. I'm taking Pittsburgh at home. I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus 1.5. Over and under, it's 37 on this one as well. You know what? Why not? I'm going to go over 37 in this game. And I think Bella wants some company right now. And for the Monday Night Football doubleheader, start off with the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game, I really think this is going to be too close of a game. I think it's going to be so close that I think it's going to go right down to the wire, whoever has the ball last. And whoever I think is going to have the ball last, I think it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I think Baltimore has a really good shot of going to Tampa Bay and winning over there. At least try to get the division alive and not let Cincinnati come from behind and sneak off like they did before. So, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay to win this game. On the line up, Baltimore's favored by 3.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Baltimore minus 3.5. Over and under, it's 48.5. You know what? The two great offensives they got, I'm going to go over 48 in this game. And for the second Monday Night Football game, the LA Chargers and the Arizona Cardinals. I think for this game, I think it's going to be a little bit low-scoring game because both of them are not really good on offensive line right now. I mean, I'm not saying that both offenses are bad. I'm not going to say they're not great either. So I think it's going to be a too close of a game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game on this one. But give credit to the doubt for Justin Herbert. I think he's going to pull off. I think he's going to pull this one out over Kyler Murray. I think I'm going to take the LA Chargers over the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona to win this game. On the line, though, the Chargers are favored by 2.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take the LA Chargers minus 2.5. Over and under, it's 44. It's going to be really... I think it's just too many points to give to that game. So I'm going to take the under 48 in this game. Okay, a big shout out this week, and I got a special shout out this week, which I'll get to that in a bit. That's the reason why I have the cranberry juice and this shirt right here. Give a big shout out to Justin's Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter and Twitter X. So that's the reason being for that, because I'm drinking cranberry juice because he had orange juice a couple weeks before. I don't know what he had last week. I wasn't at the chat. I was too busy working. So anyways, that's the reason here. I got the I Love Breakfast t-shirt because we haven't done anything. We done a bet for there all year because I've been busy working. Figured due to the benefit of the doubt, let's do it this week here. And also, a big shout out to a really cool, good video. He's not a prognosticator, but he does soap guides and he does football videos too. And he did an NFL curse video and something like that. It's Frickcast. he does. There's a reason being because I have this right now. This is Dapper Yankees Wicked Apple, and it smells really good. He makes great soap guide videos, and I think he does he does natural soaps, deodorants, and beard oils and stuff like that, and shampoo guides and stuff like that. I got a lot of great soap products that he recommended, and I love most of them. And I agree on some of it he likes too. So it's really cool. So check out Frickcast too. I think they'll be on the chat right here. I believe I'll put them in the description too, if it doesn't fit. So you can check out Justin Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube and BlockBudget_guy on Twitter and Twitter X, and Frickcast on the description down below right here. Until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off saying, rock out and eat your breakfast.